On today's episode, we're going to be checking out a Eart T-style guitar. I'd like to also point out that when they sent this guitar out, they sell them on Amazon, and they sent it to me through Amazon, which means they didn't cherry pick this guitar. It just came in a random Amazon box. Feature-wise, let's start with where it's made. It's designed in St. Louis, Missouri, USA. It doesn't say where it's made on the guitar, but it's my understanding that it's made in China, which explains why it has so many features for the price point. Now, starting with the neck, you have a roasted maple fretboard on a roasted maple neck with a two-piece roasted mahogany body and a flamed maple veneer top. Bone nut, 22 medium jumbo stainless steel frets with high polish detail. That's why I think you guys were interested in what I thought of the guitar, because there's definitely been some time spent on these frets. I would say they're as good as anything I've played, period. I can already tell you we'll do the sock test, but if it doesn't get a 5 of 5, I'll be shocked with just feeling them on my hand. It has a compound radius fretboard. It goes 7 1/4 to 9 1/2. Some of you might be concerned when you hear 7 1/4, but trust me, it feels fantastic. There's no issues with bending. It feels good. The neck carve is a compound U to C shape, so it feels really comfortable as you go up and down the neck, and the nut is 41 millimeters wide. Spindle truss rod, which is great. You won't need to take it to a tech for any reason. If you need adjustments, anyone can do this adjustment without any real experience at all. It's really hard to mess up. Now, don't take that as you can't mess it up. I said it's just hard to mess up. You got a tone control. You have a volume and a three-way switch. The price point is $369. In today's market, this puts us well below anything that Squier puts out. It puts it in that Harley Benton territory. But I can tell you right now, I've played a lot of Squiers. I've played a lot of Harley Bentons. I've played a lot of guitars. And all your guys' comments are 100% so far right. I have not felt anything that has this kind of detail on the frets. This is pretty crazy. The reason I really going to hammer that down is I've said this in many videos. If I'm telling you what I'm feeling, it's what I'm feeling, it's what I'm seeing. And if you get one, it's not that. Well, then obviously I would use this video as the link to send to the company that you're dissatisfied, saying, hey, look, this one came to this channel, it was pretty good. I'm expecting the same thing. Obviously, this is what they're capable of. I would tell you right now, if you get one with the frets half as good as this, you'll be happy at $369. You have a Telecaster bridge with 3 saddles. They are steel, not brass. You have a tele pickup and a neck pickup that are essentially their branded pickups. On the back, you see you have a belly carve. They also have an arm carve. It's all going for comfort. And of course, a little carve right here for your hand and a little bit of rounding there. We call it the handshake when we hold the guitar right there. It's comfortable. It's not great. I wouldn't say it's, like I said, anything super great when it comes to the handshake part, but it's fine. It's not poking anything on my hand other than the fine edge right there, and that's very light. Out of the box setup is pretty good, but we'll do that in the Geeky Stuff. I'll measure it all out. It doesn't have locking keys. It has their branded keys. They are not staggered, so you have 2 string trees. The tuning heads are very nice. They feel great. They're really narrow and rounded and really pleasant to the touch. So something that maybe matters to some of you guys. I don't know why that would matter, but they look cool. This guitar really screams fit and finish heaven, man. It's just, you can tell this is a company that's just going to put some time in making sure the guitar feels great. Let's check out some of the geeky stuff on this. So the first thing I want to do is obviously check the nut. So I just want to see how it's set up. The guitar feels great. Like I said, it didn't need an adjustment to the neck. And the nut is cut. Now how we're checking that is we're just going to push down on the 3rd fret with our ring finger. Use the pointer finger to push down on the 1st fret. And the slots on this guitar are fine. They're a little shallow. In other words, it's a little high, like on the low E, a little bit more than I like. The rest almost seem fine. Definitely on the treble side, even better. But nothing to caution me. Nothing that if I said, oh yeah, you definitely need to cut those nut slots a little lower. But little tricky on that barred F chord because of that one cut shallow right here. But again, when I say shallow, we're really being nitpicky. So let's look at the action. It looks like they set the action at 2.25 millimeters off the 12th fret. And that seems pretty consistent. And 2 millimeters is where we normally see it. This could definitely be lowered. Looking at the neck, it's pretty straight with just a little bit of relief in it. So I wouldn't adjust the neck, just lower the saddles just a little bit. So now that we know the setup's pretty good and the playing is really good, let's check all the frets. The frets are perfect. There's no dead spots, no issues. Let's go ahead and check the fret ends. We're going to use a nylon sock, and that's just to illustrate again so you can visually see it, so we can grade it. And we do a 1 to 5 is what we ended up deciding to do here. And let's go ahead and Yeah, it's a 5. I mean, it's nothing on, I could show you, but you can see there's nothing on it. I'll use it on the bottom side as well. And same thing as well. Maybe a light mark right there. Again, nothing. I mean, it's just, feels fantastic. So again, a lot of time spent on polishing the fret ends, which, and the frets. High shine, especially when you're doing bends, you can feel it. I mean, it just feels like class. It feels amazing. Let's go ahead now and check the pickups. So what we'll do is we'll see how they stack up. Here we go. And we'll start with the bridge. The bridge is sitting at 6.62K. So again, what we would see on a single coil. The neck is sitting at 5.74. That's typical. Now, to give you an idea of the neck feel again, the first fret is 20.5 millimeters thick and the 12th fret is 21 millimeters thick. So you can see it doesn't get a lot chunkier as the neck goes up. And also the scale length is 25.5 inches in scale, just like a Fender guitar. So let's get into sound samples. Today I'm running into the Line 6 Catalyst. I'm working on the review on that amp. So I like to spend time with the amp. So today you're gonna get to hear a little bit of a preview of the amp. I'm running it direct. So there you go. And I have the clean. That's the bridge pickup. A little twangy, as you expect. The neck pickup is really dark. I'd like to point out here. I really thought the tone control was back. In fact, well, here it is back. The dark sounding kind of no top and sparkle, which is kind of typical of Tellys, but on neck pickups, but this one's more so. I even adjusted this one, so it's really close, closer than I normally like to the strings to get as much brightness out of, and I've tilted the pickup, again, more towards the treble side. I am at max to get this as bright as possible. It sounds great. I just want to point out in the room it is a very dark and I don't want to say muddy, but muddy-ish pickup. Middle position. So, nice. So on the bridge, what I want to do is I want to roll the tone control back. That's nice. Yeah, that's a very pleasing sound with the tone control backed off a little bit. That's a little bright. I wish there was a way to boost the highs on the neck though. I mean, at least it sounds big in the room. I mean, it's got a... Notes feel good. So some of you might like this neck. It's, again, everything's going to be a salted taste kind of preference thing. Let's see how they react to overdrive. So we're going to start with the bridge. There we go. Go ahead, neck pickup. It's just, again, a lot of low end, a lot of big sound to it. I mean, it's nice. My final thoughts are pretty straightforward. I know it's an off-brand. I know it's not carrying the weight of Squier and other brands, but and the G&L series, the Tribute series, which are fantastic guitars, and I highly recommend those guitars as well. And when you're looking at guitars, but the point today is if you're looking for a quality instrument at a rock bottom pricing and brand is not an issue for you, well then this is a way to go. I personally am drawn to a lot of the features of the comfort. This feels more like a Stratocaster, if not even more comfortable. I like the neck carve. Again, it really reminds me of the Kiesel neck, of the faster playing necks that I've played that I like. Very, very good instrument. And so there you go. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for not only hanging out to the end of the video, but also recommending this brand. This is one of those emails I probably wouldn't have caught my eye as quickly if it wasn't for the fact that it came up so many times in the podcast from you guys and from the patrons. And so literally when they reached out, I saw the title on the email and I thought, okay, I got to respond to this email. And I'm glad I did. As always, thank you so much for your time. Till the next time, know your gear.